The internet is a dangerous place, right? The social platform of VRChat can have amazing communities. You can make tons of friends, even romance. I would even go as far as saying that VRChat is a reflection of real life. But just like real life, there are some bad eggs. I've personally seen some real creeps on VRChat. And that's not to say that VRChat is a bad game, but no matter where you go, on any internet-based game, there will be bad people. I've experienced this. I've also witnessed this happen to other people. Today I'm going to ask a couple of females what experiences they have had, specifically talking about really creepy people. I will get on the guys soon, so if you do want to be in this video, hit me up on Twitter. Anyway, with that being said, girls share their experiences about creeps on VRChat.
In all honesty, with how the internet in general is, it isn't particularly that hard. You just have to be more careful about what it actually is you're trying to fit into, if that makes sense. I used to use a male avatar a lot because that was just in a way to make sure people wouldn't pay too much attention to me because I was uncomfortable with it. It was late at night for me. Well, for us. It's like, what, maybe 2 in the morning, I guess? There was this one guy, I can't remember for the life of me what his name is, so I best not say it anyway, but he had full body and he was more like, he had extreme phantom touch apparently. I was really uncomfortable with the fact that he kept like trying to sit underneath me. Like, as you know how full bodies can float around and stuff like that. Like, he kept trying to sit underneath me while I was dozing off and like making some really hip movements that aren't particularly safe for work, if you get what I mean.
He would walk right through my friends just to say hi to me. But he'd do this every second, every minute. It'd be like, hi, Leafeons. Sorry to bother, gotta go, bye. He'll come back 5 minutes. Hi, Leafeons, did you miss me? But he would speak really awkwardly. Like, hi, Leafeons. And like, I get being shy. But then there's like, he would join every world and he would spam my chat. This is when I was small, so like it was mainly just him in chat. He would spam my chat, invite me. And if I'd say no, I can't, he would add all my friends to try and join. Desperately wants to join. He'd join just to be there for 5 minutes, to go for 5 minutes and come back. And the thing is like, it got to a point where I snapped. Like I'm a doormat, and that just like I snapped. I blocked him, but he kept making new accounts, kept adding me, and like I blocked his Twitch, but he made a new Twitch account. And this is back when I had a donation thing, and my donation thing had a TTS. He would donate loads of money and say, "I'm hitting myself right now. I want to speak to you. I can't, I'm so sorry for what I did. Please forgive me. I hate myself. I'm hurting myself." And I just broke. I ignored it. Like, I closed all the TTS. I just got rid of everything. I just blocked as much as I could. Kept trying to reach out to me on Twitch, the DMs, Discord. I blocked him off of everything. Everyone was just like, they're like, "Oh no, please just get rid of him." Because they just couldn't stand him. And the thing is, like, he does this at almost a lot of girl streamers in VRChat I've known, or he'd go to mute, he'd think was girls. He legit went up to me, getting angry about the fact that one of my dear friends came out as a guy who was a mute, and he's like, "I spent so much money gifting bits to support them, and they turned out to be a guy."
That's what?
And yeah, I snapped at it. I said, like, don't support someone just because they're a girl. Like, support them for their content and like their personality at least. And they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and they left.
I think we've all been there on here. I can definitely say that. But I guess for me, it could be some expect the high-pitched girl to make hentai voices and whatnot to an extent, like from time to time, and that's like, don't do that. That's not my kind of thing. But then you have other people who like your voice a lot, and they're like, "I want to add you, want to add you, want to add you. You sound so cute. You sound so freaking cute." And you'll see them just in passing in other areas, and you're like, "Oh, hi. I wasn't expecting to bump back into you." And they're just really close to you or watching you from afar. You can tell that they're following you, or they're intentionally trying to follow you or get to know people that are close to you to get to you, and you tried to tell them like, hey, like I'm not going to do anything for you. I'm not going to say any creepy things for you. That's not my kind of person on here. I'm here to have fun and make models. I'm not going to make creepy anime hentai voices for you just because I have a slightly higher pitched voice than others. Other than that, not so much creepy, but rude people. Generally, just rude people.
Yeah.
I think one that always gets me is when people don't believe that I'm older than I sound, and I know that I sound very squeaky. And it's naturally up high when I'm excited, so nothing much I can really do about that other than just be me. I don't let it get to me very often, but it's always a little down-putting, I guess, when some people are just not going to take you seriously because of the way you sound.
I think if you're a streamer, you're putting yourself out there to the world, obviously, and you have to get a bit of a backbone, because when I started last year, I got a lot of hate, whether it was like racism or sexism or just generally people that don't like me. You have to grow a backbone, because otherwise it's not really for you. That's what happens when you put yourself online. I've had issues where, you know, people I don't know DM me on a daily basis, and they either ask really weird and random and uncomfortable questions, or it would just be like a hey, how are you? Sometimes I respond, and then other times I won't, because I'll constantly be at it. And then I've had things that have gone as far as just, I wouldn't say like the casual dick pic, but you know, Curious Cat. When I used that, I had people just say really racist stuff, and people get really sexual and things like that. And it's all anonymous, which is the unfortunate side of things. So you can't really block whoever is harassing you. I want to say ratio for me, it's not been as often as it used to be compared to last year, but I'd say maybe once or twice a month I'll get that really the weird one kind of sliding in there, you know.
But you have those people like they like you in some kind of way, and they don't stop. They come up to and be like, hey, I want to touch your boobs, they look so good, like, because I saw maybe 1 or 2 pictures of me, because I posted them on Twitter because I felt good about myself, but that has nothing to do with it. But they continue thinking about that one subject, and I don't want that. I don't want them to remember me as, you know, me having a bra on, you know, like that's not, I want them to remember me as a good person. And I just sometimes I yell at them, and also freak out, and I leave because I don't feel comfortable being around them. And I DM people, I'd be like, what should I do? Like, should I just delete them, or should I let them be? Like, should I block them? Should I mute them? Sometimes I'm conflicted, and yeah, there's been times where I blocked people, but it's for our better goods, I guess. I don't know. Somebody saying that they wanted to have sex with me very roughly.
Okay.
Because there was a planned meetup, and it became very awkward. I'm not going to mention any names.
Does it meet up in real life?
Yeah. Yes.
And they wanted to have sex with you at the meetup? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't have an experience in that field, so for me, I mean, I might have been in it at a time when they mentioned it, but then it got too far, and I panicked. I didn't want to talk to them. I didn't want to look at the person. I didn't want to do anything with them. And then after, when we parted ways, I guess I just blocked them on VRChat.
There is like a case of like coming across a pedophile on here. It was like an ex-friend of mine. I knew it was kind of creepy because he used to like come in and like kiss all the girls randomly, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that's weird, but whatever. But me and a bunch of ex-friends found out that he in fact met up with a girl IRL who was 14 years old and had sex with them and everything, I think. And he had plans to meet with a 13-year-old, and because of my ex-friends and stuff, they managed to catch him and get him in prison and stuff.
Wow.
And I saw him like a couple of months back in a world, and the last words I said to him was, see you in jail.
Wow. That's crazy.
Thinking back, there was a situation where I was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I was in a public. I think I was in the box actually. With a few friends of mine. This guy, he came up to me. He started saying that he knows every single knows my address. He knows my address, pretty much saying that he knows my address and all my information. Making me extremely uncomfortable. And then after a while, he turned back and apparently started kind of like caressing me a little bit, like kind of like, what do you call it? Kind of trying to say stuff that isn't true.
And the information that he got, was it correct? Did he actually get your information?
No,
No, he didn't.
it wasn't. Some of the information was true. Some of the information was not true. But I reported him, so did my friends.
There was at one point. So I'm a lesbian to
Yeah.
put it out there.
Oh yeah, gay pride. And
And when I had first joined, I didn't have many friends, and I talked to a lot of people, just running around public worlds. I always talked in this really high-pitched voice, and it was really, really fun. And there were a couple occasions where I met guys, and they seemed fine for a really long time, until eventually there would be the quiet ping of, hey, I know you're a lesbian, but... And even now, I've had people who have told me, like, you just haven't met the right guy yet. You've just had bad experiences. But it was pretty consistent back then. I don't know how much the community has changed since then, at least as far as public worlds, but in pretty much every gaming community I've been in, it's always been a present thing. There was one occasion where a person who had followed me and then kind of they were around the same people, so they came and met me in VRChat, slowly tried to figure out where I lived, and I could tell he was doing it.
Yeah.
Because they were asking like specific questions of like, what area in Texas are you in?
Right.
Are you close? Like, have you ever been to this like big name place? And they would slowly like ask me these types of questions, even when I would tell them I don't really want to disclose that.
He basically followed me everywhere, just constantly, and I was really nice. I was really wholesome. I was like, you're kind of driving me a little bit crazy, but I'm being nice to you because how I am, Canadian-y. But after some time, like, it got to be so much, and he'd find ways, like, if I'd kick him or ban him or any of that, he'd find new accounts, he'd find new IPs, he'd do all that kind of stuff just to come say dumb stuff or, like, make fun of me or anything. And he thought he was entitled to being around because he would give me bits every now and then, just like 2 bits at a time. But it was enough that he thought he deserved to be around because of it. And eventually he finally like fully disappeared. And then like 7 months later or something, he came back. And now, even still now, every once in a while, he'll join my Discord server, come say hi, be just kind of a jerk, and I get irritated about it, and I have like a whole new group of people, and they don't understand why I get irritated about it. So it's kind of like, probably.
Or if anyone took it outside the game.
There was a little bit, yeah. I've been doxxed in this game. All of my information has been taken by crashers and put out there, and everyone had it. That is a little bit yikes for a bit, but I kind of got over that part.
Oh, you've been doxxed?
Kind of scary, but yeah, I got doxxed in this game twice, actually.
You've had your information leaked. That's crazy.
All of it. Address, phone numbers, family members, full name.
Wow. That is really
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry
Yeah.
you're going through that.
It was really scary at the time, but you kind of realize that shit's all out there anyways, and it only matters if you pay attention to it.
Right.
If you don't give them the attention they want for it, they forget and move on.
Yeah, that's true.
I had a lot of people who would like push me to be with them, like together in a relationship.
Okay.
A lot of people who try to like guilt trip me for not being around them, even though I said I need space. A lot of people who, well, even though they know that I don't like it too much, get too close to me, and I'd be like, "Hey, dude, please take some space," and they would be all butthurt about it. So I had a lot of cases like that. I'm really fast at blocking people. I gotta say
that's
that.
good. That is good. That's good.
I don't know. I always try to take my space from people like that, and if they actually like try to like piss me off, I'm really quick being like, from here on, if you gonna continue, I'm gonna block you.
Yes, multiple times. So being like, I'm not popular by any means. Like, I don't know everybody in VRChat, but there's been multiple instances where me and my friend have been followed world, and so we were going to Friends Plus and Friends Only worlds, right? And we were just world hopping, being friends, and this guy, he was like, I think he was probably like 30 or 40, as you can tell by his voice. He was able to follow us, and none of us were friends with him, and none of our friends were friends with him. And he was somehow able to follow us into Friends World. Like I've gotten messages where this one guy messaged me multiple times a day, like 30 or 40 times in a few hours, asking me questions, trying to be like, oh, hey, and then I would I feel bad blocking people and being mean to people. That's something I need to work on. And I would just reply hi after, 5,000 messages. And then he'd be like, what are you doing? And then they working. Like, oh, if I were with you, we'd be cuddling and saying really gross things. That was a lot worse. That was on the tame side. And it was really weird and made me uncomfortable. I told my boyfriend about it, and he was really weirded out by it, and he asked me if I got this all the time, and I said yes. And because it's constant. Even since I don't play VRChat very often, I still have VRChat on my Steam account, how I've played so many hours, and people find me that way.